मैं प्यार की पुजारन, मुझे प्यार चाहिए. So I was always in this search for true love. Many mistakes, many lessons, but no regrets.
Rajiv started dating before there were computers, before there were typewriters, around the time the wheel was getting invented.
There was no dating, actually. It was a movie. If not movie, then it used to be friends, making a plan.
बेटा हमारे टाइम पे गर्लफ्रेंड क्या होती थी? हाथ पकड़ी, मूवी देखा, बस हो गया डेट, गर्लफ्रेंड बन गई.
वही था.
A lot of messaging is a red flag. She said, how do you spell your name? I'm getting it tattooed. I actually messaged her back saying, stay away from me. People are psycho.
Hi, I'm Gauahar Khan.
I'm Raghu Ram.
And I'm Rajiv Lakshman.
And you can watch us on midday.com.
Joining us on midday.com, we have the team of In Real Love. That's Gauahar Khan,
Yay.
Raghu Ram and Rajiv Lakshman.
Yay.
Thank you, Natasha.
It's lovely to have you all, and this is an interesting combination actually, because you all have been associated with youth reality shows for the longest time, and Gauahar, of course, is a popular name on TV as well. So how did this combination happen?
When we were developing this show, IRL, it's a romance reality show. We were thinking about, maybe Ranvijay would be a good person here. However, one element was clearly missing. Okay, suppose it was just Ranvijay. There, an element is missing. Although Ranvijay has done romance reality shows, when you see this show, you'll realize
Yeah, we had a different plan.
we had a different plan, we had a different vision. And Ranvijay, I guess, was our safety fallback. Okay, he's there, he can manage something. Now we need to find that spark, that element within somebody, that magic within somebody. And Netflix is well known globally. They take their time. They don't rush into decisions. It's not like, okay, we want to launch, 3 months later. They said, in fact, we didn't even sign the full contract till we were sure of the cast.
No.
Okay, if we weren't happy with the cast,
They would.
there's no contract.
Oh.
There's no contract. You understand?
Yeah.
Same with, we need to have the right
Rajiv
people.
and I were very picky about the hosts we work with. I mean, you can see, people have different approaches to work, right? Our approach is our own. We need much more than just good looks and a great personality and star appeal. All those are basics.
Yeah.
They have it, of course. Many people have it, but there's a lot more that is required.
I'll tell you. Firstly, a host's job in our shows requires a lot of intelligence. Firstly,
You've really narrowed things down now already.
yeah. Obviously, that's why it requires intelligence, and it requires emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
All right. It is, if you have to speak to like 12 people who are sitting in front of you, each person having some different emotion or some different take to a certain thing. For you to be sensitive to each one of them and then decide what to tap into to take it to a story where we have decided this would be a nice place to take it to, where we don't cut, the contestants never hear the word cut, action, retake, nothing. So they're on their own.
We're just shooting it.
All right.
So
it is that important and so crucial. If we just get somebody who can read off a teleprompter
We can
or
get
has
it.
a nice accent, or is a big star actor.
To answer your question, we did go looking, and what we were looking for was jumping out at us from her, and otherwise it's really, Gauahar is special in many ways that are yet to be discovered.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I think she is a glamorous performer and a star
Also,
by default. Everybody was doing it, so she also did it, and she did it well.
Yeah.
But that part of life does not tap into the other aspects.
she has
that she
retained
has.
herself, an essence of herself, and that's what we have exploited.
I feel so good because it's coming from the people who I am a huge fan of. They don't even know how many years since they were first, roadies, one, whatever going on. And I was like, ये लोगों के साथ मुझे काम करना है यार, ये लोग काश मेरे दोस्त होते. I was like, all of that put together, and imagine them finally saying this about me. I am going to have a sleepless night tonight.
But you need to understand, this has to be the most thought through decision that we've made.
Yeah, correct.
You
Yeah,
understand?
so-
It is not something yaar kaun hai aajkal free. No. You understand?
Feels so good.
And when we talk about dating, of course, we have to talk about the concept. So, how did that come through? And since there are dating reality shows, so how is this one different?
Well, this is different clearly because romance and dating reality shows have been around for a decade or two, so 20 years at least. But in the last 9 to 10 years, the way people meet each other, date and mate has clearly completely been revolutionized by dating apps. Yet, reality shows have not reflected that revolution. Weirdly, we are the first in the world, like, as far as I know. If I'm wrong, I'd love to be corrected. I'd love to watch a romance reality show that is based on online dating as well. And we have taken a very contemporary dating dilemma in a world where there is a problem of plenty for the first time when it comes to potential mates. Are you wasting your time here or there? I mean, is there a better way? And if so, what is it? It is something that I'm sure everybody who is single today has thought of, has faced, and would be interested in knowing the answer to. Even if you're not, the question is of great interest and has the potential of giving rise to really entertaining and engaging stories. And that's how it came about.
What we don't realize is all reality shows and including romance reality shows were created in the time of television.
Yeah.
Okay, which means you had to make sure those people returned the next week on the same time.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't find it. You can't go to YouTube and catch it again.
Yeah.
Therefore, there were certain elements built in for sensationalism.
Yeah.
It had to end with
Hang
a
point.
like an end point, cliffhanger, elimination, everything. All those were a requirement there. Now, what happens is people are so used to essay. This is the way it is. You understand?
Yeah.
Where I think we excel or score over, one of the good things that we do is our ability to start from scratch. Okay, leave it. We are doing it for Netflix. Okay, it's not a appointment viewing. It is video on demand, and there is binge watching. Your pacing has to be right the way you want it to be. You don't need to sensationalize it. You don't need to have the artificial spikes of viewer traction and hook point and everything. We said, okay, leave that. We want to tell a story. You understand? So therefore, when the point of approach is reinvention.
And
you
I
can
believe
rest
if
assured-
once you watch the show, I think you will be convinced that we have, in a manner, reinvented reality shows in general, not just dating reality shows, because the tonality is so much more mellow, sweet, and conversational rather than being aggressive.
And the other trick is, you should not start out trying to reinvent anything. Okay?
Yeah.
If that is the case, we would have done something else. Right? Anything can happen.
Yeah.
You understand? We can get ex-girlfriends suddenly, it's not to reinvent anything. It is to honestly express our perception or our question mark that we want to explore. But do it honestly.
And you, of course, have been part of reality shows for a long time yourself. So, and they involved TRPs and ratings, and you had to deliver. So here, this is more, like they said, real and natural. Just a natural dating process. So, what were your observations?
See, whenever I have been a contestant on a reality show, I've never really bothered about what I need to deliver. I was completely and honestly only myself, and that's probably I won Big Boss, and I was. Even on a show like Bluff Master, I don't know if you remember, I was a contestant on Bluff Master, which was a show about lying and being the bluff master. But even in that show, as luck would have it, they put me as a true contestant, not as the bluff master. मैं उसमें भी जीत के आई थी, तो मैं इतनी सच बोलती हूँ, I don't know what to do. I'm a very bad liar, and you'll catch me like that. But that being said, this is nothing like that. This is the first time that I'm involved in a show which is so clearly thought of. The end result is open because it is that. Today we're exploring because we have so many options of finding love online and offline. We're trying to figure out which is the correct way, if there is a correct way, or what works for you, right? And I'm in the space of being a host along with Ranvijay. Of course, he's not here. We're really missing him. So it was a different perspective, different role to play, and very unlike a host space. You know that there's a mold that you would think, and I've also been in that mold. I've hosted very many shows where I'm like, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. आज हम ये कर रहे हैं," and आप देखते हैं कि I've been through that. There's been a phase. I mean, I've been a host right since 2002. My very first year, my very first job, by the way, after I won Miss India, was being a host in a music channel. Again, if I think about it, the Page 3, BT, I mean the gossip news show, again I was the first host of one of those shows. So I've been revolutionizing the reality space. My season of Jhalak Dikhla Ja was the first season that reality was introduced, which was season 3, where the cameras were put and "Aap kya soch rahe hain? Nahi, mera pair toot gaya." I've been through all of that. But I still feel after being 20 years in this industry, IRL is completely new. It's a completely fresh perspective. It's a show and a format that has never been even thought of before. Okay, acha, let's talk about the actuality of what happens when people meet in a date, on an app, or really in person. So I'm actually very proud that we're doing this together as the first time, not just in India but all across the world. I don't think there isn't, right?
As far as we know, there isn't.
I just realized one more point which validates how we are working together again. So I spoke so much about the ability to reinvent and not be shackled with what you've done with success earlier. I just realized she's done the same. She has reinvented herself, not saying, "Okay, fine, man, I've done reality shows, this is how it works." No, she came in as a blank slate. She absorbed, she understood what is this new approach, and she excelled at it.
And they were there, right there to, kind of guide through, okay, and there's no direction as such, okay, like, ye karna hai, wo karna hai, but especially like Raghu would like take me aside and say, "Okay, probably ye line aise shayad hum isko ye situation ko shayad aise nahi lenge ya whatever." And I really felt like, wow, after 20 years of being in the industry, there is a perspective that I need to probably correct myself in and get into this zone, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Because it's a real interaction. Otherwise it's work. Over here you're actually having, and that emotions and drama is unfolding in front of you and you're part of it. So it's great fun.
And do you guys remember when you all first started dating? So, what was real love for you back then? And now has it changed?
Excuse me, I have to leave.
Rajiv started dating before there were computers, before there were typewriters. Around the time the wheel was getting invented, Rajiv met his wife, his girlfriend. In college first year, they met and they're still together.
I just turned 18.
College sweethearts, married, mashallah now, and they've been together for 30 years.
So, see, back in the day, there was no dating, actually. It was a movie, this thing. And if not movie, then it used to be friends, making a plan. फिर घर पे बोलते थे मैं ना इसके साथ जा रही हूँ, वो जा रही हूँ, all those things.
Sorry, I have to say this about my father. He passed away, my Jan. He said the same thing. बेटा हमारे टाइम पे गर्लफ्रेंड क्या होती थी? हाथ पकड़ी, मूवी देखा, बस हो गया डेट, गर्लफ्रेंड बन गई.
वही था. और घर पे वो अच्छा कहाँ जा रही है, किसके साथ जा रही है, वो प्रीति के साथ जा रही है, क्योंकि वो भी है उसके साथ. सो एक ग्रुप होता था, साथ ही जाता था.
तो होते नहीं थे, you cannot check.
फिर तुम एक जगह जाओगे तो फिर तुम थोड़ी बातें कर लोगे. That's a date. That kind of dating happened. So I have actually dated my wife after marriage, I would say.
Yeah.
Where okay, we make a plan.
Explore things.
We get ready.
Yeah.
I get ready, she gets ready, I pick her up. We go somewhere nice, we have a nice conversation, and we, those kind of, we flirt.
I was always मुझे प्यार चाहिए. मैं प्यार की पुजारन, मुझे प्यार चाहिए. So I was always in this search for true love. Many mistakes, some lessons, not some, many lessons, but no regrets, because you don't ever want to feel like, shit, I should have done. I don't believe in that at all. Everything is a learning process. And I wanted true love, and because I was not out there, कि इसको भी ले लो, मैं इसको भी ढूंढ, मतलब, I'll ये भी, let's try this. No, it was not that. It was a pure search for, my forever.
But what was your fun, what was your go-to date? What would you normally do?
I don't think I've really, like he said, there was no date in my mind as such. But yes, movies and travel.
Dinner? Traveling?
Travel. Yeah, travel. So travel used to be my thing, that let's explore this relationship by seeing how good of a travel partner is he, Yeah. So that's what. But then I found my love through online, because offline to mera kuch chal nahi raha tha. And Zaid happened to like slide into my DMs on Instagram, and it was my forever.
And when it did happen, it was the most filmy love story.
Yeah,
he spotted
yeah.
you at a grocery store,
Yeah.
and now of course you're turning parents. So.
Then went into my app, as we say, aajkal ki online dating, and we were like DMing for 20 days.
Oh, wow.
And then 20 days later, he proposed marriage to me. I don't know how he did that.
I was married for 10 years and then we decided to uncouple. I found myself single again. So last time I was single, हमारी कुछ खास dating होती नहीं थी. But this time it was very different. I met my wife now, Natalie DeLuccio, who comes from a different culture. She's Canadian, and her idea of dating is very different. So a new world opened up to me. And for me, the dates were like discovering cities, like in Bombay in town, Mumbai, even the suburbs, different kind of restaurants, evenings out in clubs, traveling, jogging dates in the morning, gym dates and stuff, all kinds of,
Gym used to be one thing.
So these things, it started. So actually all of those life experiences I have channeled into this show. When you watch this is the new me, and Natalie has a lot to do with it. And
of course, when it comes to love, we have to talk about red flags as well. So what were your red flags that you all kind of discovered?
Someone who's disrespectful, not just to me, but people around, like waiters, or just taur tarika. For me, taur tarika is very important, and respect is very, very important. So if I see someone dissing someone else, I would be like, red flag, no, take the red flag and go home. That's one. Two would be someone who doesn't have like the top floor ready to like have a conversation, or could be anything. It doesn't have to be the most intelligent conversation, or मैंने कितने किताबें पढ़ी हैं और मेरे पास कितना ये है और मैं कितना well read, वो नहीं, but एक ability to have a conversation. And if you can't have that, and if you're completely blank and there's no spark to your personality, no matter हिंदी बोलो, इंग्लिश बोलो, बिहारी बोलो, जो भी बोलो, लेकिन इतनी अच्छी तरीके से बोलो कि इंसान उसमें वो घुस जाए, so yeah, red flags.
Obviously, मेरे को तो लगता है यार, thank God I'm not single. I've not been single since the time I, होश संभाला मैं single नहीं हूँ, because what I see around me, it's
red in color.
It induces anxiety in me. A lot of my friends, my wife's friends, they're single.
Yeah.
I mean, they're full of confusion, anxiety, they have this thing, problems. There are a lot of problems. And I'm saying, if somebody can make you look forward to this kind of anxiety, because it's going to be there, you can't avoid it. If that person can make that experience enjoyable, then it's great. If that enjoyment is not there, red flags will be there, and you should end it.
I believe, see, there are things that some people like a partner who's possessive. Some people like a partner who is authoritative, right? To a level. But वहाँ भी ना red flags आ सकते हैं. I had this girl just before I met Natalie. She was really sweet, went out on a couple of dates. And then there are a lot of messages, and I'm telling you, a lot of messaging is a red flag. Okay? तुम्हें काम नहीं है क्या? मुझे तो है. तुम किए जा रहे हो यार. And one of them was, because I hadn't responded in a while, she said, how do you spell your name? I'm getting it tattooed.
What?
I actually messaged her back saying, stay away from me. Stay away!
God.
The next day she was at home. So, these are my red flags का एक बता रहा हूँ कि जो ये possessive और authoritative जो तुम्हें कई बार starting में अच्छा लगता है ना, वो red flags in disguise हो सकते हैं. वो देख लेना, ठीक है? People are psycho. Most people you meet outside are psychotic. Maybe you're psychotic. Only 3 out of 10 people are not psychotic. Are you psychotic? I'm not psychotic. Are you psychotic? No, we 3 are not psychotic.
You are!
Psychos. You're all psychos. Just watch out for psychos.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's important advice. And finally, just a last quick quiz on pop culture, dating and reality shows. So this Hollywood film that has love in its title features Priyanka Chopra and Celine Dion in the cast.
Love Actually? No.
Yes, something
Yeah,
like
so-
that. Something like that.
Love.
No.
Something actually.
No.
Okay, options.
What's love got to do with
options.
it? What's love got to do with
Okay, what are the options?
it? Is that the film?
It's Love Again, Love Tomorrow, or Love Now.
Love Tomorrow, I think. No. Love
Again.
Again.
Love Again.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Love Again. Shit. Ah, we were bad.
So, which popular K-pop group has a song called Fake Love, which is
BTS.
related-
That's
Yes.
the one I know.
Our K-pop is BTS.
मेरे को तो वही पता है.
I also know Blackpink and all of that, but anyway.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, he's right. So, this dating reality show premiered on Netflix on Valentine's Day.
It was supposed to be us, yeah. I feel so depressed. No.
This could be Love is Blind.
Love is Blind? No.
No, Too Hot to Handle.
Okay, 3 options.
Is
So-
it international?
Yes,
Obviously,
yes,
not the
yes,
Indian one.
Yes, it is.
On Valentine's Day.
Yes.
तो romantics तो नहीं था.
Too hot to handle.
Perfect match.
Yes.
Oh, वो भी देख लिया मैंने.
So Karan Johar had hosted this dating reality show.
Karan Johar and host.
What the love?
Yes.
Really?
You're getting
It
everything.
wasn't a dating reality show, it was a show.
Oh, it was a show. Okay, huh.
Okay.
It was a Karan Johar show.
Okay.
This one is obviously because Gauahar would know, so it's for y'all.
Why? I can also answer.
But you were in it.
Oh shit. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for giving them a clue.
So this romantic song featured Gauahar and Zaid.
They wouldn't
So,
know.
It came out recently, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of it.
okay,
I don't
3
know the name
options.
of it.
बरसा पानी.
नहीं.
So either बारिश में तुम, बरसात
बारिश
में
में
तुम.
तुम, बरसात.
Yeah.
ये बारिश में तुम ये.
उसका वीडियो भी तब दोनों बारिश में भीग रहे थे.
Yes.
मेरे को फिक्र हो रही थी इसकी.
And that's the perfect note to end on. Thank you so
Thank
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lovely
Please do
meeting you.
watch our show. Thanks.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.